Now, almost a month after Sikh players of the senior Indian basketball team were asked to remove their turbans, another incident has resurfaced. Anmol Singh, a Sikh player in India's squad participating in the Under-18 Asia Championship, was asked to remove his turban twice. Once while team warmed up ahead of their opening clash against Qatar, and later in the second match against Malaysia. Let's go across to IOA Vice President Mr. Tarlochan Singh, who's with us on the phone line. Mr. Singh, could you take us through the details of this incident and if India has lodged a complaint, a protest against this?
This is very bad. This has happened. This is the second time being done in Asia. All along, till now, there has been no such restriction. But recently, I have been told by the National Basketball Federation of the country that there is some rule in the now international basket that head should be bare, nothing should be on the head. They say it's injurious, it can cause any damage. But now the patka on a Sikh head is not at all an offensive. It cannot injure anybody. And in every sports game, this is allowed. So, but I today gave a letter to the Basketball Federation and the executive director, Rupam, she has told me that on 30th of this month, there is going to be meeting in Spain of the technical committee of the International Basketball Federation, where this item is now being taken up. And India is sending a good case so that they are aware that this is a religious symbol and it is not at all anything to do with the headgear, and every Sikh has to cover it. And this after, and she is hopeful that the international body will agree to the request of India. Otherwise, what has been done in now Qatar, totally wrong, because I was myself there in Qatar when Asian Games took place. There was no such ban. But now recently they are taking up this both in China and now in Qatar.
Now, Mr. Singh, in the past few months, we have seen such incidents happening frequently. This is the second such incident within 45 days, if I'm not wrong. Now, how is India planning to take up this matter? What is the kind of protest that we see India lodging now?
No protests are being done in America. The Sikh population, they have already sent a note to the international body there also. The Indian Olympic is also very serious. But since matter has to be solved by the International Basketball Federation, and as per the information on 30th of this month, this item is there. And if, because the Indian people of the Basketball Indian Federation, they are going there, so we request them that they should get this solved, because totally this is a discriminatory on the human rights, because the religious symbols anywhere in the world are never have any such restriction.
Mr. Singh, thanks for speaking with us here on Times Now. Let's also go across to Harini Rana, who has more details of this incident. Harini, what are you learning? We know now that it was on two occasions that this under-18 Sikh player was asked to remove his turban.
Well, absolutely, Radhika. What we do understand, reports emerging, these are two separate incidents which have happened in the Under-18 Asia Championship, which is currently underway in Qatar. In fact, as we speak, India is playing another game against China. First incident was, of course, during the team warm-up game. Anmol Singh was singled out by the officials and he was asked to remove his turban. He, in fact, went on to play the game without the turban. The incident, too, that we are referring to is the second match of India versus Malaysia. Now, in this match, the match officials allowed him to continue and play the match with the turban. However, midway through the match, we believe that it was after the first quarter that Anmol Singh was asked by the match officials to remove his turban and continue to play the game. So these are two separate instances. We also believe that the Indian team manager did raise this issue after the last month's incident that happened with the senior team. This issue was raised on the eve of the tournament. However, the International Federation going on to state that the rule books can only be changed at the next month's board meeting. So it remains to be seen as to exactly what is the next sort of decision that will be taken by the Indian team, which is currently in Doha.
Now, Harini, we have seen in the past few months instances like this being reported frequently. What can this be attributed to? Because we, of course, know that Sikh players from India have been playing in different countries across the world for quite a while now, and this was never a problem before.
Well, absolutely. Now, this is the incident that came across in the light July last month when the senior members of the team which were playing in the Asia Cup in China, similar incident took place where two of the players were asked to remove their turban. And now this is another incident. Now, what we also understand that at that point of time, there was an international federation meeting.
Harini, just interrupting you to go across to Mr. Govind Raj, who is the Senior Vice President of the Basketball Federation of India. Mr. Raj, how are you reacting to another instance where an Indian Sikh player has been humiliated and asked to take off his turban?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Raj, your reaction to the news coming in, Anmol Singh asked to remove his turban twice.
This is very unfortunate to know this term because last month in that FIBA meeting, we had raised this issue and then they agreed to solve this issue in the next technical committee at Spain. But in between I had FIBA and the Secretary General. They said this will be sorted out as early as possible. But this is very unfortunate that I just came to know that through you. Immediately I'll talk to FIBA Secretary General and then if you want I can get back to you later on.
Just one quick reaction, sir, before we let you go. Now, we've seen the frequency of such incidents increasing in the past few months.
This problem is technical commission has submitted, this clause is there since earlier, but they are not implemented. They are implemented this issue since last two occasions.
All right, Mr. Raj, appreciate you joining us here on Times Now. Harini, coming back to you, like Mr. Raj was now pointing out to us, this seems to be a technicality which seems to have been ignored earlier but is being implemented every now and then.
Well, absolutely. That's exactly one of the reasons that we hear from the team manager who, during the meeting on the eve of the tournament, this issue was raised. At that point of time, the rule has been misinterpreted or read by officials in different tournaments in a different way, which is causing this problem, is what we understand. However, as we did hear from the Basketball Federation of India, we are still awaiting as to what exactly would be the next course of action. However, this issue is going to be raised at the annual general meeting, which takes place in a month's time, is what we do understand. But at this point of time, this is the incident that's come to the fore where Anmol Singh, a member of the India Under-18 Asia Championship, which is currently underway in Qatar, was asked twice in different matches. Match one against Qatar, he was asked to remove his turban, and the second match that we're talking about is the match against Malaysia, where after starting the game with the turban, the match officials interrupted during the first quarter of the game and asked him to remove the turban.